Welcome back, baseball fans. Summer 69-72. We are wrapping up the final matchup in the postseason tournament to get the 12th and final playoff team. We have a series between the Oakland A's and the Minnesota Twins. Let's take a look at the stakes for this series here. When we look at the 2021 postseason, really quickly, Portland and Houston, and it was Houston winning 2 straight. Philadelphia and San Francisco. San Francisco won the first and only game necessary there. And then look at the standings in the National League West. The Giants are 22-17, and they will have the 5th seed. And Philadelphia was eliminated in that one, and Philadelphia finishes the year 19-20. And not a bad year really for the Phillies, since they were 19-21 last year. Anyway, wrapping up there we are. Anyway, so the Orioles beat the White Sox 2 straight to get into the playoffs. Houston beat Portland 2 straight to get in the playoffs. The Giants needed only 1 win to beat a Phillies team that needed to win 3 straight, so they're all in. So we're left with the 4th and most competitive, finally, series in the 3-game eliminations between a number 6 and number 7th ranked team in the American League. And they happen to be division rivals historically, separated by a half game, or by 1 game, needing a best of 3 to determine the number 6 seed in the American League. What is so interesting about this is that the Minnesota Twins were the first winners of the American League West, winning it 1969 and 70. Then, of course, the A's took over during their dynasty years. So you saw a veteran Minnesota team led by Killebrew and Jim Perry and Tony Oliva and Peranowski and Stan Williams, some of the older pitchers who would have played in, say, the 65 series against the Dodgers. And the A's were the come-uppers with Reggie and Bando and Rudy and all that. They were both in the American League West then. With realignment, the Twins are in their own division, and the A's are in the West with California, Seattle, and Texas. So it really shaped up for both of these teams to go to the playoffs and win their divisions. However, it hasn't been that way at all, as California has won the West and Kansas City has won the Midwest. So now these 2 teams, who are playing each other like they would have competed against each other historically in Major League Baseball, in the carryover league, they're competing for the final playoff spot. Best of 3. With all-stars galore in this series. The series opened up in Minnesota. Let's show you what happened in Game 1. And when we open up Game 1 in Minnesota, we have Vida Blue. Didn't go to the All-Star game this year, but he went the last 2 years. Against Bert Blyleven, who went to the All-Star game this year. Interesting game. Both teams' offenses had their moments against aces. For the A's, it was a barrage of singles in the 3rd inning that almost TKO'd Blyleven, but it was just 3-zip. They left some men on base. But then we started to see the long ball for the A's in the 6th and 7th innings with home runs by seldom used Angel Mengual and leadoff man Gene Tennis, leading off because of his walks. And because they have a lot of right-handed batters on this team anyway, so... The A's 5-2 winners in this game. The Twins will regret getting 12 hits off of Vida Blue and Raleigh Fingers and only scoring twice because it was all singles. Also, Blue was pulled after 8 innings because he gave up 11 hits, and Fingers has not gotten enough save opportunity this year, and they're starting to trust him more. Normally, when you have Vida Blue or Catfish Hunter, you don't want to take those guys out. But you have Raleigh Fingers for a reason. So he closes the game out. 5-2 victory. The A's win Game 1 in Minnesota. the first of a best of 3. The A's have an option of playing either Game 2 or Game 3 at home. They elect to stay in Minnesota for Game 2 and play the rubber match if necessary in their own ballpark. Sort of like a football team diverting the kickoff to the second half, you might want to call it. So, it means that Game 2 will remain here in Minnesota. You'll have to, you know, and the reason I give this option is so often teams don't want to be eliminated, or they want to be eliminated on their home field. So it's Game 2 starter, Catfish Hunter for the Oakland A's against Jim Kaat for the Twins here in Minnesota. They need to win this or their season is suddenly over. And a nice fall it would be. They've lost 3 straight. They lost 2 to the Red Sox and 1 to the A's. So, the new leadoff man, Gene Tennis, who's kind of finally gotten used to his role. 2-9 is a K. Bert Campaneris, 3-6, flies the left. Sal Bando, 57, is a K. Cesar Tovar, 43, bounces to first. This is Chuck Harrison at 2-11 at first, and he makes the play. Rod Carew, 4-10, center X. This is in center field. Mangual, a 3-4 in center field. That's going to be a double. Tony Oliva, 63 off Hunter, short X. Campaneris, a 3-22 at short. He makes the play. And with 2 outs, it's Killebrew. 1-8. Let's take a look at Harmon Killebrew's card. It is gone. A 2-run homer for the Twins, and they take an early lead in a must-win game. Hal King, 2-6 is a K. Top of 2, it's Reggie, 6-12 off Cott, rolls to first. Joe Rudy, 2-3, pops to second. Jesus L Liu, 56, Jesus L Liu skies the left. Bottom of 2, Joe Haig, 59, left. Cleo James, 6-12, pitcher. Ed Crosby, 56, bounces to short. This is Campaneris again, a 3-22, and he makes the play. We go to the third. Angel Mangual, 3-10, is a fly ball to left. Dick Green, 2-8, is a K. And the number 9 hitter, Chuck Harrison, 68, lines to first. A great start for Jim Kaat and the Twins. 2-0, bottom of the third. It's Chico Cardenas, 48, pops to third. Cesar Tovar, 3-6, 1-11 is a base hit. Double-A stealer with the lead. Tennis catching. Recipe for a stolen base attempt. And he's safe. Runner at second for Carew, 2-4. You see the confidence they get when they can run the bases and they get a lead. Tony Oliva, 4-11, is a left X. This is J. L Liu in left. He's a 3-12, and that's going to be a double and another Twins run. It's a different story with the Twins when they get a lead in games. When they get behind, they have a tendency to lock up. But they usually don't blow leads. So Harmon Killebrew, 57, is a K. And they're getting to Catfish Hunter in 2 of the first 3 frames. 3-zip. Gene Tennis, 1-5. Let's take a look at the Gene Tennis card. He'll have this card for 1 more year with a 70 season. Only 130 plate appearances, a very young Gene Tennis, but boy, he'll never do this again as far as his OPS. My goodness. Homer, walk, strikeout, if you know that kind of thing, you'll love the Tennis card. That's the home run. 3-1 game. Campaneris, 68, pops to first. Bando, 69, pops to short. And Reggie, 37, is a K. Bottom of 4, 3-1, Hal King, 1-5 is a walk. Joe Haig, 38 is a K. Cleo James, 37 is a K. Ed Crosby, 57 is another K. For Catfish Hunter, not been particularly sharp. Is retired the side order just once, but he's kept his team in the game, 3-1 in the 5th. Joe Rudy, 37 is a K. J. L Liu, 2-9 single. Tie run, Angel Mangual, 35 is single ... Runners are on the corners. They're going to play back with a 2-run lead, and Dick Green and Chuck Harrison, not the greatest hitters in the world. Dick Green, 1-9, is hit by the pitch. Oh, Cott can't believe it. He loads the bases for Chuck Harrison. They're still playing back. Chuck Harrison. 2-4 is a liner to second. And with 2 outs, a big at-bat here for a guy there's no place to put him. Gene Tennis. You saw his card earlier. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 5th. The pitch to Gene Tennis. 69 off a cut is a liner to short. Whew. And Cott breathes a sigh of relief as the ball's popped up. 3-1 Twins going to the bottom of the 5th. But before we do that, let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Bottom of 5. Chico Cardenas and the Twins. 3-6, grounder to short. Cesar Tovar. 2-7, lines a second. Carew, 1-6, triple 111, doubles a triple. And Oliva with 2 outs, trying to pick his teammate up with a base hit off the Oliva card. And it's 4-1 Twins with 2 outs. Killebrew, 32, Lomax. 4-1 Twins going to the 6th. Jim Cott's a starter 8. They have a fantastic bullpen. Parnowski, Williams, and Reichert. So, it's up to the A's to play the on-base long ball game. Campaneris, 4-4 off a Cott. Homer, 1-7 double. That's going to be a double. Sal Bando, 3-6 is a walk. And here we go. Walks the guys, and now we're looking for a homer out of Reggie, Rudy, or L Liu. First and second, nobody out in the 6th. Reggie Jackson, let's take a look at Reggie's card. They're going to miss this card. I know he's a 73 MVP, but 69, he probably had a better year of this card. So here is Reggie with first and second, nobody out in the 6th inning. The pitch to Reggie, 57 is a K. Let's take a look at Joe Rudy now as the tie run. And again, this is a 70 Joe Rudy card. We'll have it for 1 more year. He'll never hit this well again. His defense will improve. But that's what I was saying, that a lot of these A players pre-dynasty are actually better than they are during the dynasty. So here's Joe Rudy, the tie run. The pitch to Rudy. 1-7 off the Rudy card. Double 1-17 is a double. Bando will hold up at third. And we got a 4-2 game with runners in scoring position and 1 out here in the 6th. A's are starting to feel it here. Jim Cott's struggling the last couple innings. Do you quick hook Cott here? Once you get past L Liu, it gets easier. You bring in Stan Williams and then turn it back around to Reichert or Paranowski. L Liu's better against righties. He'll pitch to L Liu. Second and third, 4-2 game. They are going to play it back again with a 2-run lead. Angel Mangual, who singled earlier. 4-12, pops to third. And with 2 outs, here's the batter right here, Angel Mangual. And in the 6th inning, in an elimination game, do you trust your bullpen to protect a 2-run lead with a bottom of the lineup here? And I think they're going to hook Cott in the 6th. They love their bullpen, and they need to win this game, and you got to get these next few batters out with the tying runs on base. So Cott leaves suddenly with 2 outs in the 6th inning. They got a lot of trust in Williams, Paranowski, and Reichert. And here's Stan Williams. Now the A's, you don't really gain that much to bring in a lefty here. And that lefty would be Jose Tartabull. He's hardly that much better than Mangual to make the pinch hit. So Mangual will stay in the game just in case they go back to a left-handed pitcher later on. So Stan Williams will come on in the 6th with 2 outs and runners in scoring position to face Angel Mangual. Let's look at the Angel Mangual card. You see he's much better against lefties. And here we go. Second and third. The pitch to Angel. 59 off Williams is a bouncer to second base, and the Twins escape. 4-2. Catfish Hunter's a starter 8. He's not going anywhere. Hal King. 2-7's a single. Joe Haig, 48, pops to first. Cleo James, 6'10", catcher's card. This is Tennis, 4E5. Probably a pass ball, but not an error. Runner goes to scoring position for Ed Crosby. 34, bounces to short. We go to the 7th inning. It's Dick Green. Stan Williams is a relief 3, so he'll probably pitch through to the 8th. Dick Green, 33, bounce to 3rd. Chuck Harrison, not much here. Again, the A's, they just don't have a deep roster when it comes to the bench. They got John Donaldson, Jose Tartabull, and Jim French as your lefties. But they're hardly any better than, let's see here. Well, they'll go Jose. They're going to pinch hit Jose Tartabull, who will go in the left. L Liu will go to first base or DH. He'll go to DH. And Joe Rudi will go to first base. So let's take a look at Jose Tartabull here, pinch hitting for Chuck Harrison. Tartabull hit 267, but that's not really scary enough. So here we go. Jose Tartabull, the pitch. 38 is a grounded to first. And with 2 outs, it's tennis. 5-11, walks. The tying run is Campaneris, and this is, take a look at Campy here. This is the 70 Campaneris. He's never going to hit this many homers again. So this 70 Campaneris is a 279 hitter with 22 homers. He would never hit that many ever again. And here he is, the tie run in the 7th. The pitch to Bert Campaneris. 1-5! There it is, folks. The 1-5 homer from Bert Campaneris in the top of the 7th off of shock Stan Williams, and we got a tie game. Oh my goodness, we have a reboot here, and the A's are going nuts in their dugout. They have Catfish out there. He's going to pitch, to the 9th inning of a 4-4 game, and suddenly Minnesota is concerned here. They thought they had this thing with a great bullpen, but there you go. And now it's Sal Bando. 57 off Williams is a K. The inning ends. Stretch time here in Minnesota. We got a thriller, folks. 4-4 game between two of the biggest teams in this era of 69 to 72 fighting for the final playoff spot. We've been listening to Wake Up Everybody, including the Twins, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, 1975. Some great tunes on here. Don't Leave Me This Way. This duet with Sharon Page, You Know How to Make Me Feel So Good. Great LP featuring Teddy Pendergrass. So, bottom of 7th. Catfish Hunter not going anywhere. With Tartabull coming in as a pinch hitter, he will take left field, so he improves the defense. And the defense at first base gets worse, where Joe Rudi is now playing. So, Catfish Hunter in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Chico Cardenas leading it off. 1-5 is a bouncer to short. Cesar Tovar. 47 is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Rod Carew. 2-6 is a base hit. And here's Tony Oliva having a great day. He's 2 for 3 with a 2 RBI. Let's take a look at the Oliva card. 337 in 1971, and I think he probably gets close to 370 against right-handed pitchers here. So the great Tony Oliva with the lead run on at first with 2 outs against Catfish Hunter. Here is the pitch. 56 off Catfish is a bouncer to short. This is Campaneris, a 3-22 at shortstop, and he makes the play. Wow, 7 tough innings here in Minnesota, fighting for their lives. They lost game 1 at home. They cannot afford to lose another one. Stan Williams, you got Reggie, Rudi, you got Reggie and a string of right-handers. So I think Williams is going to give it one more inning. The mistake to Campaneris. And it's up to him to stretch this game out and turn it over to the capable Peronowski and Reichert, lefties. So, it's Reggie Jackson leading off the 8th. 1-6 is a K. Joe Rudi, 68, pops to short. And with 2 outs, L Liu. 37 is a sky to left field. So, Williams does the job, but one mistake. But he keeps his team close. And next inning, he'll probably face Mangual, and then they'll pull him. And so he'll end up pitching 2 2/3 or 3 innings here. Catfish not going anywhere. He's given up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits through 7 innings and 4 runs. A 2-run homer to Killebrew. And here he is, leading off the 8th, Harmon Killebrew. The pitch to Harmon. 1-5, he grounds a short, almost homered. Hal King, 65, off the Hunter card, homer 1-2, double, and it is a 1, it's gone! Hal King hits the homer 1-2 double off the Catfish Hunter card, and just like that, the Twins have reclaimed the lead. Wow. 5-4 Twins. And they get Reichert ready. We'll probably have Williams for Mangual and then Reichert for the rest of the game. So, but before we get there, Catfish Hunter's not going anywhere. Joe Haig, 311, flies to right. Catfish Hunter would be plagued by long balls in his career. Before we get to the next batter, let's just take a peek at what he allowed. He gave up 21 homers in 295 innings in 1972, arguably his best year. But he still gives up a lot to left-handed batters. So that's really been what's cost him today. So with 2 outs, it's Cleo James. 2-5, rolls to short. 9th inning in Minnesota, trying to force a Game 3 to be held in Oakland. And it'll be Stan Williams against Mangual, Green, and Tartable. And you could bring in a pinch hitter here for Mangual. And do they or don't they? You know what? They're going to let Mangual bat because he's got power versus righties, and Williams is a homer on 4-4. So, Mangual will lead off in the 9th in a 5-4 game. All the defense is already in for the Twins. The pitch to Angel Mangual. 2-2 misses the column and pops to third. And that is going to be it for Stan Williams. So he came in and faced Mangual 9 batters ago. He pitches 2 2/3. Gives up that 2-run homer, but fortunately Hal King got his own team a homer. And we're going to go Pete Reichert. Take a look at Pete Reichert with Peronowski also available. But Reichert's assumed the closer role in the 9th to face Dick Green and Jose Tartable. So in the 9th, it's Dick Green. The pitch to Dick Green. 1-7 for Green is double 1-9, a single. He's a 1-12 runner, not much of a base stealer. Tartable is an 8 bunter, and you got Gene Tennis on deck, and then of course Campaneris and etc. Tartable, I don't like to bunt to tie on the road, and on the bench there's nothing but lefties and not very good ones. Tartable does not hit into double plays on his card, and he's a B hitting runner here. That would be excruciating to try a hit and run. Now, who's catching here for the Twins? Hal King with a +2 arm. Do we try this? Let's take a look at the Jose Tartable card. You see he's a B hit and runner and an A bunter. I've never done a hit and run with a D stealer before. But you got pretty much no shot. You got a better chance of bunting. But you also have a chance of getting a single. Like a 280, like a 28% chance. So we're going to actually, in this steely game, we're going to actually, with so much on the line, we're going to try something new. We're going to do a hit and run with Tartable with a D stealer at first base who's not being held because the +2 arm of Hal King is still in there. They didn't pull him from Mitterwald. So if he has to steal, it's not really all that tragic. So here is the hit and run. We're going to look right here in this box by Jose Tartable and Dick Green. It is a 9, so it's simply a fielder's choice. All that bluster for nothing. So now you've got a 15 runner on at first instead of a 12 runner Dick Green. So Tartable could score from first on a double here. It's Gene Tennis, Pete Reichert in the 9th inning. Looking for the walk, or not the walk-off, but looking for the 2-run shot in the 9th for Tennis. He's homered earlier, and the guy behind him is homered as well. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't here. Gene Tennis with a tie run at first and 2 outs in the 9th inning. The pitch to Gene Tennis. 1-9 is a base hit into right field now. Does he run the third base? I don't think so. At 17, you get a -2 arm. No, he's not going to get thrown out at third again because you got Oliva with a -2 arm. So the speedy Tartable is on second, but he can easily score from second on a single now. It's Bert Campaneris. We saw his card earlier. The home runs are pretty much similar, lefties and righties. And now they're looking into that bullpen, thinking about Peronowski and Hal Hadel. Ooh. Boy, they're probably wishing they would have brought Peronowski in. But we're gonna roll with our closer, Pete Reichert, against Campaneris with 2 on and 2 outs in the 9th inning. The pitch to Bert Campaneris. 1-7. We got a double 1-3 base hit. Tartable scores. We're tied at 5. And Reichert blows the lead. Wow, we're tied at 5 in Minnesota. What a thriller we got. And we'll have, yes, Tennis gets the third base on the single. It's single dot dot. So we have Tennis at third, Campaneris at first. You have to hold Campaneris. Or I guess you don't have to. You could not hold and let him run to second base, but then a single would score 2 runs in a tie game. But they'll hold Campaneris. So it'll be Bando here with first and third and 2 outs. Reichert has given up 3 singles in the 9th inning and the tie. Here's the Bando card. Let's take a look at him. A walk is not that dangerous, and that brings up a lefty Bando. So he'll probably almost intentionally walk him if the count goes wrong here. The pitch to Sal Bando. 35? Well, that's what it is. It's ball 4. So that loads the bases, and we got what we wanted, folks. We got Reggie Jackson, Pete Reichert, everything on the line in the 9th inning here. 5-5 game with 1 swing. Reggie can pretty much put the A's in the playoffs. The pitch to Reggie Jackson. 1-9 hit by the pitch. They hit Reggie with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Reichert has blown the game. Oh my goodness. And it's 6-5 A's and the bases are still loaded. And you got Joe Rudy up here. Oh my goodness. Reichert, acquired in the offseason. He was part of the blockbuster trade that brought Bert Blyleven, Hal King, and Pete Reichert to the Twins for Jim Perry and Rich Reese. But Portland did well with that trade, but they just got knocked out. And we saw that series against the Astros recently. And the Twins are in the same level of competition. They're about to get knocked out in the 3rd round of the postseason unless something happens in the 9th. But before we get there, it's Joe Rudy. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Reichert is still in there. This is his mess. He's got to get out of it. Reichert used to get out of a lot of messes in the Oriole bullpen during this era, so he's used to this. So here we go. Joe Rudy with the bases loaded and 2 outs and a 6-5 game. The pitch, 33, and he lines to short. And that's what we got, a 6-5 game going into the bottom of the 9th. The A's, they can improve their defense at catcher with Jim French for Tennis. They'll do that. So they got a catcher who can throw, so we'll probably not see any stolen bases in the 9th. Their only weak defense is at first base. And Catfish Hunter gets to the 9th inning, giving up 5 runs. You got Crosby, Mitterwald, Tovar, Carew. He's a starter 8. I think you got to run with him because Hunter and the closer, Raleigh Fingers, are very similar. They dominate righties. They're a little bit susceptible against lefties. And the lefties in the Oakland bullpen are, they're not that great. They really aren't. So they're going to go with their all-star, Catfish Hunter, who's given up 5 runs, to see if he can finish it off. Ed Crosby doesn't have power, leads off in the 9th. On the bench, all right-handers. So Catfish dominates righties. We probably won't see him. So Ed Crosby will lead off in the 9th. The pitch to Ed. 37's a walk. Ed Crosby, a 13 runner, walks to lead off the inning. And now Chico Cardenas, an bunter and right-handed hitter. I believe you're going to see a bunt here by Chico Cardenas. The bunt is good on a 7. So he puts the tie run in scoring position, and you got a lot. You got 288 hitting Tovar, Carew, and Oliva. Be interesting to see if the A's bring one of their lefty relievers in to face Carew and Oliva here. That would be shocking. But anyway, Tovar and Catfish Hunter in the 9th. Runner at second. The pitch to Cesar Tovar. 52 off of Catfish is a sky to center field. And it all comes down to the all-star of the Twins, Rod Carew. If you saw the all-star game, Carew, Killebrew, and Blyleven all played in the all-star game. Blyleven got the win, and Carew and Killebrew both hit homers. Carew hit the game-winning homer in the 7th inning of the all-star game. And here it comes down to this. You got the tie run at second base. You got, take a look at the 366 card of Rod Carew. No sense walking him with Tony Oliva up next. Talk about hard place meeting the rock. You got it here. There's really no incentive to bring a left-handed pitcher in because Carew just destroys everybody. There's not much incentive to walk Carew and have Oliva win the game with one swing of the bat here. You're almost willing to play 4 extra innings with a Carew single. So we're going to do that. But let me just check which card we're going to use here. Catfish Hunter or somebody else. Let's see here. You know, we could go Bob Locker here. Just check the card here for a second. I think they're going to do it. They're going to go Bob Locker is coming in out of the Oakland bullpen. Now let's take a look at Bob Locker. He's got the same kind of card as Catfish Hunter. But whereas Hunter is good against righties and weaker against lefties, it's just the opposite for Bob Locker. He has only 1 automatic hit against left-handed hitters here. So he has the advantage over Hunter in this situation. So, with a tie run at second base and 2 outs to the 9th, it's Hall of Famer Rod Carew and the Twin season on the line right here. The pitch to Rod Carew. 3-6, Carew with a base hit and the RBI. We're tied at 6. The thriller continues. Carew, now, interestingly, this is his 70 year where he was hurt and missed some time, and he was only a D stealer, so he's not being held at first base and he cannot steal. And the A's brought a good throwing arm catcher in. But you got Tony Oliva here against Bob Locker. Tony Oliva with Carew at first and 2 outs in the 9th inning. The pitch, 35, another single not dot for Oliva. And it's blowing up for the A's quickly in the 9th as Carew's at third base with 2 outs. Representing the winning run, and it's Harmon Killebrew, a guy you may just want to walk anyway with the winning run at third and take your chances with Hal King, the lefty. That would be a heck of a move here with Locker on the mound. There's going to be a meeting on the mound, and knowing how vulnerable Locker is against right-handed batters with the winning run at third base, they're gonna pull him. They're going to leave the pitcher in, but they're going to intentionally walk. Locker is going to intentionally walk Harmon Killebrew in the 9th inning with runners at first and third and 2 outs and take their chances with Hal King. Now let's take a look at Hal King's card. He has some walks in his card that will win the game, but again, Locker dominates lefties. So there's the intentional walk to Killebrew. The bases are still loaded in a 6-6 tie with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. The pitch to Hal King. 56 off Locker is a bouncer to second base. This is Dick Green at second base. He's a 2E13 at second base, a 2E13. We look right here for result. And he gives up a single. Dick Green cannot get a glove on the ball and the game's over. Wow. The A's blow it in the bottom of the ninth. Wow. Now you could say if, yeah, wouldn't have mattered. If you had runners at first and third, the single off of Green's glove is going to score the run at third anyway. So what a wonderful game this has been between these two Goliaths. Bob Locker, he came in for Carew, so he is the losing pitcher here. He didn't get anybody out. And Reichert will get the win in this thing. What a box. Some crazy plays and when it comes to elimination baseball for two of the best teams in all of major leagues in this era. So Pete Reichert gets the win in the ninth inning. He comes in, doesn't do very well at all. Gives up 3 singles, 2 walks, and 2 runs, but leaves them loaded. And doesn't strike anybody out. 2 2/3 for Stan Williams. He gave up a hit, 2 runs, and a walk. The 2-run homer there. And 1, 2, and 2 Ks. Jim Cott, 5 2/3, was pulled after giving up 5 hits and 2 more runs. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. So Locker comes on in the ninth inning with a runner on second and 2 outs and gives up 3 singles and a walk. That's, yeah, not a good look. Only charged with 1 run, of course, but that's the winning run. And we pulled Catfish Hunter with a no decision, though Catfish gave up a lot. He gave up 9 hits and he gave up 6 runs. All those runs were earned. 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Locker takes the loss. 1-009, 0-10, 8 2/3, 7-12, 6-9, 5-8, 3-6, 3-6, 5-8. Wow. That is game 2. And unfortunately for the A's, they'll have to go with Mike Torres in a game 3. One of the things they didn't want to do here, they get home field, but they don't get the matchup they want. But neither do the Twins, really. We'll get to the matchups after we do the composite box here. What a series this has been. Vida Blue, Bert Blyleven, Catfish Hunter, Jim Cott. A battle of bullpens and a battle of clutch hits late. So the Twins are 20-17. I mean, it's been a rough 3 games over 500. They had to fight and claw for everything. Pete Reichert, by the way, is 1-1 with 7 saves. The team is hitting .285 with a .399 ERA. Blyleven's 8-3, Cott's 4-4. Rod Crew's got 66 hits this year, by the way. Rod Crew's hitting .415. That hit in the ninth kind of helps as well. Has a very good chance of getting the American League MVP award. Now with Oakland, they're 23-21. Raleigh Fingers was sitting in the bullpen idle there. And really, it's been a rough year for the Oakland bullpen. Fingers' ERA is around 4.5. Locker's is worse than that. The lefties aren't very good either. 256 with a 394 ERA. But a little bit scary here for Oakland. Once you get past Catfish Hunter and Vida Blue, you get Mike Torres and Jim Nash. Mike Torres is 5-4 this year, but his ERA is 5.89. Gene Tennis has 15 homers and 37 RBI this year, pacing the A's. The teams have split the first 2 games. Let's look at the overall standings in the American League before we play the final game of the postseason before the playoffs begin. And here we are, the A's, 2 over 500 here. The Mariners have been eliminated. And the Twins, 3 over 500 here. White Sox, Brewers eliminated. This division's all eliminated. And the Yankees got eliminated. So, the winner of this game, right now we have this Twins sitting at the 6. But the winner of Game 3 will be the number 6 seed and play Kansas City. in the playoffs. Let's look at the matchup for Game 3. For the Twins, they're going to send Joel Horlin out there to Oakland to face Mike Torres. And we'll look at Horlin's stats. He was a Chicago White Sox pitcher, acquired in free agency. And Horlin's 3-5 this year. He's just like Torres, really, with an ERA of 6. So Horlin and Torres, this looks like it's going to be some fireworks in the Coliseum. Game 3. And we'll report back that result at the end of the video in the box. So it could very well be that these bullpens are tested again. And Game 3 from Oakland. Hope you've enjoyed. A real thriller. Think of it as a pre-playoffs thriller between two of the best teams of this era fighting for their lives, the Twins and A's. Thanks for checking out the video. We'll see you next time. Well, folks, it was a classic. We'll bring up the box score here. You can look at the last inning and figure out who wins, but let me just take you through this amazing game in Oakland. Oakland at Minnesota at Oakland. Joel Horlin versus Mike Torres. Bottom of the first, Sal Bando solo homer. Oakland 1-zip. Second inning, Twins doubles by Haig and Crosby. Key player, Ed Crosby. And it's a 1-1 tie. Then the bottom of the fourth, they start to get the Horlin to the A's with a single, a double by Tennis, and a single Campaneris. It's 3-1, and suddenly you're starting to think maybe it's home field advantage. The A's are going to win this thing. The A's in the fifth inning, Reggie walks, gets thrown out stealing. Instead of waiting for the big inning, the next two guys reach on air, and they get nothing out of it. 3-1 in the sixth, a leadoff homer by Hal King. It's 3-2. It's getting interesting. The Twins pull Horlin after 5 because the only other pitcher the Twins haven't used yet, Peranowski, needs to come in and make some history, I guess. So he comes on in the 6th, allows a hit. In the 7th, Torres gets the leadoff man Cesar Tovar out. And by the way, Tovar had a very quiet series. And so you have this Rod Crew, Tony Oliva thing happening again. The A's can't quite figure out what to do with these guys. It was Bob Locker in the game you saw, so this time they try a lefty reliever, Gerald Nyman. Well, that doesn't work. Carew singles, Oliva singles. Killebrew singles, but they load the bases. They go station to station. Then they say, let's bring Raleigh Fingers in the 7th inning. He gives up a sac fly. We get a 3-3 tie. But after that, he gets the out. Peranowski retires everybody in the 7th and the 8th and the 9th. Fingers Peranowski. Peranowski pitches 4 innings of relief. He's only a relief 3. Gave up just 2 hits and kept the Twins in the game. 3-3 in the 9th. In the 10th inning, Fingers' 4th inning of relief. We have a leadoff single by Joe Haig, a walk to Cleo James, and then Ed Crosby had an RBI earlier. Kind of a pinch-hitting platoon corner middle infielder dude. Gets a hit off the Fingers card on 4-8 and gives the Twins a 4-3 lead. Fingers, broken at this point, stays in the game, broken, by the way, and strikes out Chico Cardenas. He would be pulled if it goes 11. And then the magic happens. 4-3. Twins need 3 outs to go to the playoffs. Peranowski's got ice on his shoulder. He's pitched 4 innings. So he's out. They got Stan Williams and Pete Reichert to get the next 3 guys out. Leading off in the bottom of the 10th is L Liu, a free agent acquired by the A's from the Houston Astros, who in 1970, L Liu had 1 home run in 490 plate appearances. He doesn't have power. He's got on the roll of 3-6, homer 1-2, double. And he rolled 3-6, rolled a 1, and tied the game at 4, shocking the Twins and myself and everything. It's just an incredible series that these teams are playing. Mangual's out. Dick Green is hit by the pitch. He represents the winning run. Then it gets disastrous for the Twins. Jim French, a left-handed hitting catcher from the Washington Senators that the A's acquired, Hits a fly ball to Tony Oliva in right. Now, Oliva was a 1 and Gold Glover with his 69 card, but we bumped his card up so he could hit 337, which made him a 2 in right field. And he gets a single off of Tony Oliva to put runners on the corners. They bring the infield up for Gene Tennis. They hit a ground ball to first baseman Joe Haig, known for his defense. He's a 2-E-10 at first base. Gives up a single, and the A's are in the playoffs. That's how it went down for the Twins. That is just a horror show way for the Twins series to end after the roller coaster ride these last 2 games have been. Ron Peronowski's the player of the game, I believe, with the 4 ridiculous innings, bailing out Horland, and I just didn't want to have him pitch the 10th inning with all righties coming up. And Fingers also pitched well, gave up a sac fly, and then, of course, a single by Ed Crosby in the 10th. 5-4 is your final. And when we look at the playoff schedule here, it'll be the A's facing the Kansas City Royals. That's a number 6 seed versus a number 3 seed Kansas City. We have number 5. We don't, of course, the win-loss record doesn't work in the playoffs. So you have the number 6 A's facing the number 3 seed Kansas City team. I'll show it over here. The playoffs are set up. The number 6 A's visit the number 3 Royals in one wild card series. And the defending world champion Baltimore Orioles face the Detroit Tigers, who are 2 games under 500 in the other wild card series. 2 years ago, the Tigers eliminated the Orioles in the playoffs and won the World Series. Last year, the Orioles eliminated the Tigers and won the World Series. Something to think about there. In the National League, the Astros will face the Dodgers out west. That'll be fun. And the Giants have the great fortune to play the Las Vegas expansion team, one of the 4 teams that always wins this Mountain Division, while the Reds, Mets, Red Sox, and Angels have byes. That's it tonight. Hope you've been enjoying the Carryover League. Playoffs are next. We'll have a playoff preview and a postseason awards, the Cy Young MVP, Rookie of the Year, and Commissioner Award winner. Thanks for checking it out. We'll see you next time.